My name's Gus Cairns, Gordon Cairns, whichever you like. A lot of you know me as Gus. I live in Blacon on a pension of £12,000 a year. I have high-performing Asperger's, which is on the autistic spectrum. In the late 1940s and 50s, autism wasn't recognised as a disorder, and you were just naughty children and would be punished as such. Also, if you were looked on as being odd and not joining with the pack, you would be bullied by your peers because of the difference, or you could join in and try to mask the difference. I got diagnosed with prostate cancer and lost all my friends. That was 2004 to 5 when I was 58. Stuck in my flat when I wasn't driving myself to and from Clatterbridge Hospital every day for 32 days through December and January, with Christmas Day, New Year's Day and weekends off. I saw no one during those 32 days and stayed in my flat resting all the time between treatments. That is what caused the depression and bad anxiety which closed me down. I got into volunteering in the community at about 62 years old and rose through the ranks to be the community director of Avenue Services, a service user governor at CWP, Chester and Wirral Partnership, and on the Cheshire West and Chester Council Mental Health Partnership Board, and many more important jobs in local health community groups in Blacon. About 8 years ago, sometime around 2010, I was living in the same flat as I live now. It was built like a semi-detached house, but with 4 one-bedroom flats in it. I had some nice neighbours we all had our own front doors, but on the side of the house. I live upstairs with a private staircase from my front door. In 2010, the tenant upstairs in the other flat let her son move in with her. He was in his 40s and a drinker and drug taker. I used to talk with the flat tenant, and my dog and hers used to play together. I was quite friendly with her and her son, and they used to come on the front grass and play with the dogs and talk as well. After about 6 months of just talking, he knocked on my door one winter day to say his mum's gas had run out and she was broke. Could I lend them a tenner? Being autistic but not knowing this at the time and thinking they were friends, I gave him a tenner. That was the start of a nightmare for me of more and more sob stories and falling for every one of them. It cost me thousands of pounds, and he started getting threatening and after more and more money. In the end, a proper friend noticed how depressed and anxious I was and got the story out of me. She told the police and I got interviewed on video. He got arrested for harassment and it went to the magistrate's court, where he pleaded guilty and got 8 weeks prison, but with no repayment of money. He came out after 4 weeks and moved back in with his mother next door, and in 3 months the harassment started again. More money and me too scared to call the police because he kept on grabbing my mobile phone to check it for police numbers. He came for money every day, so I got my friend to call the police. I got CCTV and a microphone put by my front door, and they recorded what went on when I said no to any more money. They took him to court, pleaded guilty to a lesser crime of harassment which caused fear to the victim, No money was mentioned and 16 weeks in prison. He came out after 8 weeks and moved back next door. I was doing some heat loss imaging on picked houses in Blacon at the time for Sustainable Blacon with a special camera in the winter after dark and keeping the £2,000 hired camera at home. I fetched it home one night and had to go out the next morning. When I got back, my door had been forced and the camera was missing. I reported it to the police and to the boss of the project I was working for. We all met up, police, boss and myself. The police knew who lived next door to me and the CCTV and Mike, had been taken out. I suggested we looked on eBay for any thermal imaging cameras in the local area. We found one with a quite local phone number, and as the man from next door had used my phone as often as he liked, I looked through my phone history and found the number that was on eBay on my phone. The police arranged to take a look at the camera as potential buyers, got an address and arrested the man next door's cousin who blabbed, and the man next door got arrested. 16 months this time and a lifetime ban for him and his mum approaching me. At last they had to move house and still live in Blacon, but about a mile away from me. Others got to know me as a soft touch, and they were a gang who harassed 10 people in Blacon, taking over some flats as drug dens. My flat wasn't taken over, it was money again from me. They went to Crown Court. I gave evidence, all pleaded guilty and got medium to short sentences. I have exclusion orders on them. Last one was my cleaner about 2 years ago. Took me for £1,000, told the police they didn't take it to court, but made her pay it all back to me. So I got all that back, but I hadn't got any of the other money back. This is the first time I have told this to anyone, but I thought it was good to get it out to try to help other people who may be being treated in the same way as I was. I am here to help others. It's too late for me at 72, but others can be helped. Thank you very much.